Hey, how's it going, guys? Here I have another drawing for you guys. Here's a little bird I drew based on the environments for the D&D game I'm currently running. And he is a beautiful little ball boy. And I'm very excited about how he came out. There were a few things I wanted to really try with this drawing in particular. And I think I succeeded on them really well. One of the biggest things I wanted to work on with this piece was incorporating my underpainting, not the base layer, the blue layer I'm adding right now in the video, incorporating that more into the drawing itself. So I left a lot of it exposed and let it show through the leaves. And I think it works really well because the benefit of using the underlying paint like I do, the primer, that's what I'm looking for. The benefit of using the primer is that it helps your colors that you put on top better. So when you put orange on top of blue, the orange is a lot brighter. It's science or whatever. But I wanted to let it show through, make it a little bit more interesting because of the strokes from the roller. Yeah, that's what it's called. So, leaves. I based this on a D&D game I'm currently running, where the environment is mostly composed of like purple leaves, white trees, and like yellow grass. And I really love that color combination that came up for that world. And I wanted to explore it a little bit more. I'm currently trying to see if I could draw a little bit more animals, some more environment stuff. So this was a great try for that. The trees are very much based on birch. They're white trees with the black lines on them. They're like zebra trees or whatever. So I wanted to bring that up, and you'll see it once I eventually get there. Yeah. I'm really happy with the leaves. I did a lot of like impression-y stippling kind of thing. Did a lot of just like random marks and really shaped them well, I think, and you can see the blue underneath, which is what I was going for with showing what I was talking about like a minute ago. I'm all over the place today. So, the tree. I wanted to do most of this drawing in colored pencil, and I ended up doing most of it in colored pencil. As you can see, I did all the leaves in colored pencil. And for the tree, I went in with colored pencil, right? I did a bunch of different layers and used a bunch of different grays. Usually I would stick to the same gray range, so I would use either cool, warm, or French gray. Cool, warm, or French gray with my colored pencils. But I was really eating through them. I had to sharpen my colored pencil so much in this drawing. When I sped it all up, it was like a 12 or 13 minute video, and I went in and I cut up all the times I'm sharpening my pencil, and I went down to 8 minutes, which is wild that I had like 5 minutes of just pencil sharpening in this time lapse. So you see I did a lot of that dark gray. I tried to follow the lines I had set up to follow the contour of the tree. So I think next time I do something like this, I'm gonna do those dark lines first and then do my lighter tones, just so I can keep the shape, because I kind of lost it there for a minute. So here you see it looks a lot better once I bring out my chalks. Yeah, I put out the chalks, did that shaping of the tree, did the whole, lights and different grays to keep the thing. So I figured like the tree's probably like a warmer gray, but the lighting is a little bit more blue because of the blue background. Though the lighting in this drawing doesn't make any sense. I wasn't trying it for it to. I was just trying this like a proof of concept. So I wasn't really focusing on the lighting at all. But it works. It works. It'll work at the end because I do my Photoshop layers and layer styles and my adjustment layers. That's what they're called. I do my adjustment layers at the end, and everything's brought in a lot closer together. So the bird, since I have the entire drawing is purple and blue, I wanted to do the bird orange and yellow and keep it very complementary to each other. It'll make everything pop out a little bit, a lot more. The bird's definitely the centerpiece of the drawing, but with the sky being so light and the white lines in the tree, it really, I think, has great movement to the composition of the eye. This drawing, I did a lot more detail than I usually do on like my first draft on it. I spent a few days just like figuring out what I wanted the bird to look like, the composition of the drawing, and the tree and the leaves. I mean, not full days, right? Just like I had it on my desk and kept working on it. But when I started drawing on it, painting on it, I'm sorry, I had no idea what I was going to do with the colors besides the purple and besides the tree. I had no idea what I was going to do for the little bird boy. And I don't think I could have made a better choice than the yellow and orange for his feathers or fur. I think at some parts it looks like fur, some places it looks like feathers. He's beautiful though. The blue beak really brings in some of that background color onto the face, which ties it a lot more together into the drawing, because if not, it would kind of, I feel like it might look just like pasted on there. It's really important to bring out some of the colors from different elements around the painting. So you see how the light on the tree is a little bit yellow and the beak on the eyes is purple, and I do add some purple to the wing, which I don't like at the end of the day. I ended up covering it and then doing it again, and I don't think it looks any better. But you know, you live and you learn. I gotta trust my adjustment layers and post processing on my drawings a little bit more, because I feel like if I did, I wouldn't have redone that wing like I ended up doing. You see how I keep messing it? It's getting really muddy. Yeah, that's really muddy. You see, I added a lot more primer so I could go ahead with it again. Gotta let that dry. The bottom feather, I did a few different times, and you'll see them all because I didn't cut them out. I'm very happy with how that big feathery tail came out. It's very squirrely, which I'm very excited about. I wasn't sure what to do with the colors, and I brought in some green, which is the hottest take of this drawing, if you ask me, because there's no green anywhere else on the drawing. So it's definitely a big centerpiece, but since it's also a cooler color, I don't think it really takes a precedence over anything else, and it just becomes a really nice, unexpected color detail. And especially since it sends the curve of the tail, sends it back to the tree, and the light of the tree sends the eye back up. I think it works very well. I'm gonna have to eventually, really soon, I'm gonna reprime that tail. And, you know, it is what it is. I should have done the blue for the tail before I did the orange, because with the pastels, they really don't mix very well. And, you know, you live and you learn. I tried to get ahead of myself, and I should have decided of what the tail was gonna look like before I painted it orange. But the tail ends up looking really good anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The little orange things over the little bird's eyes are my favorite thing of this drawing. And I want to draw this bird forever. He's my favorite thing. He's my favorite. Some outlines for the leaves to actually separate from the trees. But yeah, this is the drawing. So I'm just doing a final detail, bringing in some of that blue that I used on the talons onto the tree. So here's the final drawing. I hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna put it somewhere around here or in the middle of my face. I'm not sure yet. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that fun YouTube stuff. Go and like the drawing on my Instagram. I'll see you around. Thank you very much for watching.